Can you truly claim to be a loyal fan if you are not prepared to see the very foundation of Port Charles crumble right before our eyes this June 8th? Let us talk about the absolute bombshell surrounding Ethan, because if you ask me, he is playing a dangerous game that is going to blow up in his face faster than a firecracker. We know that he has crossed paths with Ava, and the tension there is just palpable. You can practically smell the desperation coming off of him. When Ava got a glimpse of that photo showing Ethan with Delilah, she did not just see a picture. She saw an opportunity, a golden ticket to leverage her own position. I can just imagine the look on her face, that sharp, cunning smirk that tells us she knows exactly how to play this. She thinks Ethan is the father of that baby, and she is holding that secret over his head like a guillotine. If you ask me, she is absolutely right to think he owes her, because if she keeps her mouth shut, she is essentially gifting him his life back. But guys, you know Ava, she will never do it for free. She wants control, and she is going to squeeze every ounce of power she can get from this situation. And then there is the matter of Ethan trying to throw his weight around for Sunny. I was literally shouting at my screen when I thought about the next time he tries to intimidate her. Ava is not just going to roll over, she is going to strike back with the fury of a woman scorned and blackmailed. She will look him right in the eye and tell him that if he tries to push her, she will burn his little secret to the ground. It is such a deliciously unhinged dynamic. I honestly love how she turns the tables on these men who think they can control her. If you ask me, she is the smartest person in the room, and watching her maneuver through these minefields is one of the highlights of my week. Now, let us pivot to something that has us all feeling a bit of emotional whiplash. The situation with Alexis and the baby, Phoebe, is just so bittersweet. I mean, we have been waiting for some kind of resolution there, and to hear that Ethan has finally agreed to give up his parental rights to keep his secret buried, it is absolutely heartbreaking on one hand, but on the other, it clears the path for Chase and Willow to finally be the parents this little one needs. You could see the pure, unadulterated joy on their faces when they realized they were one step closer. When Willow rushed into Chase's arms, I think we all felt that collective sigh of relief. It is the kind of heartwarming moment that we absolutely need in the middle of all this darkness. But, guys, does it feel too easy? It feels like the calm before a massive Category 5 storm. However, we cannot ignore the storm clouds gathering around Brooklyn. She is sitting down with Lucy to confess her fears, and let me tell you, I am here for this alliance. Brooklyn is convinced that someone is gunning for her husband, and she is not about to sit idly by. When she started talking about Willow being constantly in the mix, you could just feel the jealousy and the suspicion radiating off her. It is so messy, and honestly, it is exactly the kind of drama I live for. Watching her navigate her feelings about Willow getting too close to Chase, especially after that moment where Willow and Chase were celebrating the news, is just pure soap gold. Brooklyn is spiraling, and I think Lucy is the only one who can keep her from completely losing it. Do you guys think she is being irrational, or is she actually onto something with that protective instinct of hers? Meanwhile, over at Windermere, the atmosphere is so thick with tension you could cut it with a knife. Lucas finally getting those blackmail photos back. It was like a heist movie playing out in real time. But then the reality of what Sonny wants to do with Sidwell hit us like a ton of bricks. Laura's absolutely right to stand her ground. She cannot just let Sonny go around erasing people from existence, like he is some kind of vigilante god. It is the classic Sonny Corinthos dilemma, right? We love him for protecting his own, but we are absolutely terrified of how far he is willing to go. Watching Laura try to be the voice of reason against a man who is currently in full-blown retribution mode is just terrifying. I am sitting here biting my nails, wondering if Sonny is going to cross a line that he can never come back from. If you ask me, the shift in energy at Windermere is the turning point for the rest of our summer. And we have to talk about the warning bells going off for Nina. She is reaching out to Liesel, trying to get her to see that getting too close to Chase is a recipe for absolute disaster. Nina is so terrified that Willow is going to self-destruct, and frankly, I think she is right to be worried. We have seen how impulsive and volatile things can get in this town, and Nina knows that if Willow slips up now, she is going to lose everything she has worked so hard to build. Liesel is stuck in the middle, trying to balance her own instincts with the reality of the situation. It is just so much pressure for everyone involved, and I feel like the entire cast is one wrong move away from total collapse. Are you guys as exhausted as I am just thinking about the emotional toll this is taking on them? I really need to know what you guys think about all of this, because I am honestly torn. On one hand, I am thrilled to see Chase and Willow potentially finding some happiness, but on the other, I am terrified that the secrets involving Ethan are going to blow up and take everyone down with them. And don't even get me started on the Sonny and Sidwell situation. It feels like we are watching a tragedy unfold in slow motion. I keep asking myself if there is any way out for these characters, or if they are all just doomed to repeat these mistakes over and over again. It is that classic addictive cycle of misery that keeps us coming back for more, day after day, week after week. If you ask me, this is exactly why we are all still obsessed after all these years. Looking ahead, I am just so anxious to see how the fallout from these secrets affects the rest of the quarter. We are dealing with such high stakes, and the emotional resonance of these decisions is going to be felt for a long time. I hope you guys are prepared for the absolute roller coaster that is coming our way, because if this is the tone for the rest of the year, we are in for one hell of a ride. I am going to be here, breaking down every single look, every single whisper, and every single betrayal, because I know you guys are right there with me in the trenches. We are all in this together, and I cannot wait to see how we survive the next few episodes. It is just going to be absolutely wild, and I am here for it. Finally, I have to address the massive divide in our community right now, because the comments sections are absolutely on fire. Some of you are completely Team Sunny, believing he has to do whatever it takes to protect the city, while the rest of you are siding with Laura and the law, terrified that he is becoming the very monster he claims to be fighting. It is honestly the most intense debate I have seen in months, and it just proves that we are all just as passionate about this show as the day we started watching. I love reading your takes, even when we completely disagree, because it shows how deep this story cuts for all of us. Whether you think the drama is reaching a breaking point, or you are just here for the pure, chaotic entertainment, one thing is certain: we are all hooked, and we are not going anywhere anytime soon.